Our guest tonight, Yee, formerly known as Kanye West. Now, Yee, you said a couple of controversial things that seem to have rubbed people the wrong way about this
Oh my
fact.
God. God forbid one comment could cause people to feel any of the pain that my people have went through for years. Even like the blacks being ushered to the left during the civil rights movement.
Well, I definitely agree that the treatment of blacks has been deplorable in America. What message would you like to send to your fans through this interview?
I was in a position where I've been hurt, and this is the way I had the right to express myself. The point of this interview is for you to question me, and then for me to answer and say, okay, even though the same rules are not applied to my people, if a person with a gun or drugs is pulled over and has three other people in the car, they're all going to jail. I'm not going to apply that to Jewish people for the sake of this conversation. Isn't that what you wanted? But you know what you did? You tried to civil rights me. You tried to pull me back to a week ago, but we're here today. There's been plenty of conversations and commentary since that, but you want me to go back 7 days ago.
I know you were recently on the Piers Morgan show. You said you still had a message for him?
Well, the thing is, you haven't given me any credit or a moment of reflection for the comparison that I made, the brilliant, if I do say so myself, comparison that I made to the cops pulling over one black person and locking tweet having issues. Wait a second, I wasn't done with the sentence. My tweet referring to all Jewish people, I said, for the sake of this conversation, I will refer to the business people who have destroyed me and my people and my fellow creatives. But you didn't even accept that I gave you that. You tried to push me back into 1960, push me back into last week. Okay, do you accept that example that I gave you?
And this was for Piers Morgan, right? You said he was being a Karen?
You don't hold accountability to my pain. You're being a Karen.
Aren't they all? Now, recently with your stunts, you have left some of your fans hurting. What would you like to say to some of those fans that are still seeking an explanation for your actions?
You know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DEF CON, the confusion that I call. I feel like I cause hurt and confusion. And I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through, and that I use my platform where you say hurt people, and I was hurt.
And you know, I mean, for us, your fans, we see that you're hurting, and we know that sometimes when someone's hurting that bad, they can do things in the heat of the moment that they later, regret. So it's just nice to be able to understand what you're going through and to kind of have that explanation.
I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage, and I got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just going to give it all up to God right now and say to those families that I hurt, I really want to give you guys a big hug, and I want to I say I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments, and I want to word it in not in like a political way, but in a presidential way, which means what I knew a president to be when I was growing up.
And what do you have to say to all the yaters out there that believe that you stepped out of line and you should be canceled for it?
How much money are you worth? Exactly. So take my advice. Maybe you'll get richer. Why would I listen to you?
And there you have it, folks. Hate it or love him, Yee speaks his truth. Until next time, have a great night.
On and on and on. And it's on and on and on.